Hello everyone, my name is Joe. I'm a developer advocate at Dragonfly. In this demo, I would like to show you how to configure saving Dragonfly snapshots to AWS S3. This is a feature that we newly released together with our Dragonfly Kubernetes operator. And here we have our corresponding documentation pages updated as well. You can find these pages under the Managing Dragonfly section and over here within the Dragonfly operator subsection. There are a few preparation steps for this demo. First of all, we need a Kubernetes cluster. I have already created an EKS cluster. You can do the same, either using the EKS control command or using the console UI, whichever is more easier for you. As you can see here, we have the DF S3 cluster running normally, and I'm also connecting to it using this UI over here. Nice. Next, we need to create and associate OIDC provider for your cluster. Right? You can follow the documentation over here by AWS. I have already done this as well. It's very important because in order to use AWS IAM roles for service accounts, an OIDC provider must exist for your EKS cluster. We also need to make sure that the Dragonfly Kubernetes operator is installed. Let's make sure that's the case. So I head to this page, and all I need to do is to grab this command. If I try to do that, as you can see, I've already done it before, so many of the resources are not changed. So the Dragonfly Kubernetes operator is installed in my EKS cluster. Thanks. Next, we want to make sure that we have an S3 bucket where we want to save our snapshots. Again, you can do it by using the AWS command or using the console UI. I have created this over here. As you can see, we have our DF S3 bucket, and it doesn't have any objects in it. Nice. So the following steps should be straightforward, and it's mostly about how to configure your Dragonfly instance or pods so that it has the proper permission to talk to the S3 bucket. So that's the whole point behind this, right? So first off, we can create a policy, right? So this policy allows the Dragonfly instance to read from and write to the S3 bucket we created above. So let me try that. Over here, that's the policy JSON, and then I'm going to create a policy called DFS3 demo to AWS. It's done properly. Next, what we're going to do is to associate the policy with a role. And then in turn, we're going to use that role to create a service account. And eventually, that service account would be what Dragonfly instance uses to talk to the S3 bucket. As you can see here, I'm going to name the service account DFS3 demo service account. And yeah, it has a role name of DSS3 demo. And here's the policy that is going to be attached, which is the one we created above. Let's try that as well. And we will just give it some time for the creation. Nice, the service account is created successfully as well. Now that we have everything ready, it's time to create a Dragonfly instance using the Dragonfly Kubernetes operator. As you can see here, there are a few key configurations we need to pay attention to. The first is the service account name under the spec, right? So the name is the service account we just created earlier above, right? So this Dragonfly instance of pod will use this service account in order to communicate with S3. Also, this new feature is going to be available in version 1.12 of Dragonfly, which at the moment of recording is not released yet. That's why we're using the weekly release over here. Finally, for the snapshot spec, as you can see, we're specifying an S3 URL, and DFS3 is the bucket we created earlier over here. Let's give it a shot. Nice. As you can see, the stateful set and the corresponding pod are created by the Dragonfly operator. Let's give it a minute so that they're ready. Nice. They're ready now. Let's test our snapshot configuration. So what I'm going to do is to first verify that the Dragonfly instance is running. Yeah, it's running normally, as you can see over here. And we have the proper configuration for snapshots as well. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this command. So this command will initiate a temporary pod for Redis CLI, and it will call the command set12, and it will send the command to our Dragonfly S3 demo instance over here. As you can see, the temporary pod was created and deleted, and the command set12 was sent to our instance. Next, what I'm going to do right now is to kill our demo instance, right? So if I do that, the instance is going to be gone. But before it exits, it will try to create snapshot files. And because we have configured the snapshot files to be sent to S3, they should be sent to S3. And then Kubernetes will replace this pod with a new one, right? And the new pod, upon initialization, it will then try to read the snapshot files from S3, so that we should still have our key after this whole process. Let's try that. So I'm going to kill the pod. It's gone, and it's been replaced by Kubernetes. Let's give it a moment. Next, let's try this command, which sends the get command to our instance using a temporary pod. Let's see if we can get our value back. Nice, we have our value back. And just to double check, we can head to our S3 bucket as well. And if I hit refresh, you can see that we indeed have our snapshot files being sent over S3. That's it for the demo. We have successfully configured our Dragonfly instance to save its snapshot files to AWS S3, which is a very convenient way for keeping your snapshot files safe and highly available. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you enjoyed it.